Good morning. This is Mrs. Barber, and I'm here with a message, a story, a poem, and an activity for you. And the activity we will continue in our class meeting. So I'll just get it started this morning, and then you have to bring something to the meeting, and we're going to do it together. So yesterday was a very exciting day when we had our teacher parade, and I saw every single one of you. It was so beautiful. Families came out with beautiful signs and all the smiles, and it made my heart feel so full. I love seeing all the other teacher friends and seeing you, and I sure do miss you a lot. Yesterday was a very special day for all of us. So Rose made this for you this morning. Make it go bye-bye and move on to a story, a poem, and an activity. Okay, so this is Earth Day. Happy Earth Day to you. We'll be doing lots of Earth Day things together. And this is a story called Welcome to the Greenhouse because, as you know, as we talked about before, the rainforest are the lungs of the earth. Welcome to the Greenhouse is the story. It is about a rainforest, and it has lots of great animals in it. Welcome to the greenhouse. Welcome to the greenhouse. Welcome to the hot house. Welcome to the land of the warm, wet days. There are no doors in the greenhouse, yet strong lianas bar the way. There are no windows in the greenhouse, yet ropey vines frame the views. There are no wooden floors in the greenhouse, only fallen leaves and white rootlets and fungal threads. There are no walls in the greenhouse, only the giant forest trees. So a greenhouse is a building where plants would grow, and usually they're made out of glass and they create a climate. So if you haven't been in a greenhouse, that's what it is. So it's saying that this place, the rainforest, is a greenhouse. So it's not personification because that's when something turns into something else. But this is a metaphor. A metaphor is when you compare two things, but you don't use the words like or as. Like or as turns it into a simile. A metaphor means you're saying something is something else. Like, my brother is a cake. He is chocolatey and sweet. That is a metaphor. When you're saying something is something else, but it's not an animal, so that's not personification. So the word is metaphor. We'll talk more about metaphors together. There is no roof in the greenhouse, only the canopy of leaves, where the sun and the rain poke through narrow slots. Check out all these beautiful leaves. Oh, my favorite rainforest animal, where the slow green-coated sloth and the quick-fingered capuchin make their slow, quick ways from room to room in the greenhouse. In the greenhouse, in the dark green, light green, emerald green, bright green, copper green, blue green, ever-new greenhouse. But it's not all green. In the hot greenhouse, a flash of blue hummingbird, a splash of golden toad. A lunge of walking lizards, a plunge of silver fish. You have to look closely for the fish. A slide of coral snake through leaves, a glide of butterflies through air, past crimson flowers, past showy orchid bowers, everywhere color threads through, spreads through the hot greenhouse. And this is not a quiet house, not in the day, with a ahoo, ahoo, ahoo of the howler troop, welcoming the dawn, with the crunch of longhorn beetles chewing through the wood, with the pick buzz, hum buzz of 1,000 bees droning over flowers. With the high chitter of the golden lion tamarin warning off intruders, with the cruck of the keel-billed toucans feeding on ripe sweet figs, with the sniff beneath the fig tree, where the wild pig picks through the fallen fruit. This is not a quiet house, not even in the night, with the chirrup of the chorusing frogs from limbs and logs, from trunks and leaves, from the water's edge, from the rocky ledge, welcoming dark. With the quack, quack, coo of the boat-billed herons, fishing in the river, with the whoop, whoop, whoosh of the fluttering bats flying through the evening air, with the twittery, twittery of the kinkajous calling from the tops of trees. Alert for the soft growl of the ocelot on the prowl for its next meal. This is a loud house, a bright house, a day house, a night house, a wet house, a warm house, a single and swarm house, a monkey house, a tree house, a fish and a bird and a bee house. Welcome to the greenhouse and the hot summer days. Did you know tropical rainforests cover only 6% of our Earth, but they are home to 2/3 of all species of animals, plants and animals in our world? You would think that we would be taking very good care of this greenhouse. However, in the last 100 years, we've cut down over half the world's rainforest. Today, we are destroying 50 acres a minute every minute. If we do not do something, there will be no more greenhouse, not for the monkeys or fish and birds and bees and beetles and wild pigs and bats and kinkajous and all the hundreds of thousands of flowers and fruits and trees, and not for us either. If you're interested in learning more about the rainforest, they have an institute in San Francisco, but if you're interested in learning more about the rainforest, we will do that together in our class. Do you remember last year? We studied the rainforest and we turned our classroom into that beautiful rainforest. We all researched some animals. We're going to do something like that again. I like this book. It makes me think of our time when we made our rainforest in our classroom together and we studied rainforest animals. It makes me think of the earth and how we should protect it. And it makes me think of my honeymoon. That's when you get married and you go on a vacation, because Mr. Barber and I, we went to Costa Rica and we saw these funny monkeys, and they would try to jump on people's backpacks while they were hiking and steal their granola bars. And that's a funny memory for me this morning. Thinking about those silly monkeys. And the whole time I was on my honeymoon, I was looking for a sloth. Mr. Barber, we have got to find a sloth. And I never found that sloth. So I think we should study sloths in class. I think we should, so we get to see my sloth. Okay. This is called Invention because, again, next week you're going to bring us either an invention or tell us about how you've been gardening, some way that you're helping the earth. Reduce, reuse, recycle, or create an invention, or show us a nature project that you're working on. Invention. I've done it. Guess what I've done? Invented a light that plugs into the sun. The sun is bright enough. The bulb is strong enough. But oh, there's only one thing wrong. The cord ain't long enough. Pfft, they invented a solar-powered light bulb, but they can't plug it into the sun. How silly is that? It's from Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein, my book from when I was 7, just like you. Okay, today's activity is really just sort of a setup for an activity. I went to my yard this morning. It's a beautiful morning, and I got these leaves. And today we're going to talk about the veining of leaves. The veining of leaves. The veins in the leaf are a transport system from the roots and up through the plant to bring water. They aid in photosynthesis too, but we're going to talk about the transport of water. So they're a straw that brings water up. And so when I first looked at this one, I thought there was one vein, a central vein, a rib. So you can feel it with your hand when you feel a leaf that there's one, but then I looked closer and I saw that there's a lot of them. They all go straight in this. So all of them go straight in this leaf. And then I got another one and I thought at first that just has one main vein up through the middle. But when I look close, and maybe you can't see in this, but there are other veins that are coming off at an angle. can feel them with your hands. You could do a leaf rubbing, and you could see them through your paper. But today, we're just looking at the veins of leaves. And this one too has a main central rib or vein, and then a lot of really cool ones. They come off the side like in this other leaf. And I don't know what all these plants are called. I just got leaves. And then these look more like the ones I see in my own wrist. You can see your own veins. They transport blood. You can see your veins somewhere, sometimes. And if you can't see yours, ask mom or dad, because for some reason when you get older, you can see them better. This one has such cool veining. It has a central one, but then it has rib veins that come off, and they kind of connect to each other, and they look more like the ones in my body or your body. Pretty cool. And this one is a maple and has 5 points, and it has very cool veining. So the central one and ones that come off, central one and ones that come off. This is a fun one to draw. I like how this leaf has bumpy edges. And on the back, you can feel the veins really well in a maple. So today, to class, bring some leaves, and we will talk about the different kinds of veining and share them with each other in our class meeting. I love you very much. Happy Earth Day, and I can't wait to celebrate with you. It was so fun to see you yesterday. I can't wait for our class meeting. Bye.